Hi, this is Tim from UK Home Gym, your home for UK specific home gym tips and advice. And today I'm going to tell you why you are probably wasting your money on personal trainers and why you should stop doing so. Now, I'm not saying that personal trainers are a waste of money per se. I'm more saying it's probably about the way that you use them that makes this whole exercise a waste of money. Now, I'm not sure about where you are, but in my area, it costs around £50, £60 for a personal trainer session. Uh, I've seen I've seen stuff online saying that some personal trainers charge as low as £30 per session. That's about 45 minutes a session, usually 50 minutes maybe. Um, and I'm sure in London and more famous personal trainers, they're charging upwards of £100. So that's a lot of money, and in the long run, it's not really sustainable from a home gym perspective. If you are thinking of buying a home gym or you have a home gym, you're probably thinking about how to make fitness and staying fit and staying strong sustainable for you, and spending £50, £60 a month on a personal trainer probably isn't sustainable for you in the long run. So there are three. I think I've got three reasons for you why you are wasting your money on a personal trainer. So the first reason is your goals are just too woolly, and the way that you're expressing them to your personal trainer are probably even woollier. So very commonly people will come to a personal trainer and they will ask, they'll sort of wait for the personal trainer to take the initiative and ask them what they want to do, rather than reach out to the personal trainer and say, this is what I want to do. And the personal trainer will ask them, what do you want to do? And they will come out with, sometimes I wonder whether these are people's own actual goals or they're goals that they think they should have, and they will come out with something like, I want to get fit, or I want to lose weight, or I want to look better in beachwear. I've got a holiday coming up, I've got a wedding coming up, or something like that. I think those are really, really vague concepts for a personal trainer. And you are just, if you ask something, if you state your goal as generic as that, your personal trainer, you shouldn't be surprised if your personal trainer comes back to you with a program that is just as generic as your goal. So I think instead of saying something vague like that, or non-specific like that, I think you need to talk about, for instance, if you said you wanted to build strength, then that strength, you've got a big body full of all sorts of different muscles. Where do you want to build strength? Is there a specific part of your body or a specific movement pattern where you want to build strength? You want to get fit. What does fit mean? Do you mean, like, do you want to increase your endurance for something like that? Do you say you want to build muscle, maybe? Are there any muscles that are specifically important to you? Yeah. Do you want bigger arms, maybe? Or do you want or more aesthetic looking legs? You have to identify what that is, what your goal is, and come to your personal trainer. That should be the first thing that you say to them is, I want to do this. How do you propose helping me? And then from there, you can sort of, build a relationship with your personal trainer and think about what they're asking you to do more critically, rather than sort of accepting whatever generic program they throw at you because of your very generic requests. The second reason I want to focus on is the fact that for some personal trainers, it is in their best financial interest to have you coming back again and again. So they will often, give you programs that they seem to be the masters of it. They seem to be in control of it. They don't really give you the tools that you need to sort of create your own programs. And maybe if you have a different approach to them and you say, look, what I want to learn from you is I want to learn how to create my own program. So yeah, I'm happy to follow your program initially, but my ultimate goal is to become self-sufficient and to be able to create my own programs. Um, I think that may be a little bit difficult because in some cases I'm not quite sure that personal trainers are quite as good at programming as they really should be. I mean, that's just anecdotal. That's based on my own experiences with personal trainers, my own interactions with other people who've been on personal training programs and so on. I think that programming is so important, particularly if you're going to have a home gym. You really need to learn how to program yourself, and if you approach personal trainers maybe with that in mind, saying, I really want to. I really want to program. What can you suggest to me? Maybe even before you've started having sessions, when you're initially talking to them about having sessions, you know, bring that up. And I just feel that almost nobody ever brings that up with a personal trainer before, and it's to their own detriment. Okay, and the third reason I want to focus on today is the fact that you are probably relying on your personal trainer for to be a source of programming information, a source of motivation, and a source of accountability. As I said, I'm not quite sure about the programming advice that you get from many personal trainers. Certainly, there are some extremely knowledgeable personal trainers out there, some really good ones who will give you great programming knowledge, but in many cases, I think that it's lacking. Now, in terms of motivation and accountability, are you really in the situation where you can spend £50 per week, per month, whatever, even more maybe, on someone to kick your butt for you? I think that you may be, and you may be rich enough to do that, but I think that in most cases, it's not really a good use of your money. You need to be able to learn to do this yourself. You need to be able to hold yourself accountable. You need to be able to be motivated enough to get yourself into your own gym space, particularly if you've got a home gym. But even if you're talking about commercial gyms here, you need to be able to get yourself in there and do it yourself. That might sound, oh yeah, easy for you to say, but it's key, and you should not be relying on someone else to do that for you. And the longer you rely on someone else to do that for you, the worse for you. So what should you do instead? Should you just junk personal trainers, never use them, teach yourself how to do everything? It's certainly possible, and I think that many people do that, and that many people are very successful with it. But I do think there is a place in the home gym space and in the commercial gym space for personal trainers. And this is what I think you should do: is I think you should go to your personal trainer and tell them that all you want from them is to learn good form for your exercises. And I think that you want to focus mainly on the difficult compound lifts, like the deadlift, like the squat, to some extent the overhead press, the bench press maybe. These exercises, they're not easy to get right. Even people who spend a lot of time in the gym, sometimes they're slightly off, and having a good trained pair of eyes watching you and giving you pointers on how to improve your form, even if you're someone who's done a lot of squatting, a lot of deadlifting, a lot of overhead pressing in the past, you can always get better. Another pair of eyes can give you some good feedback, and I think that is what you need to do. Now, if you do that, if you learn good form on complicated compound exercises, you can then take that away, and you can create your own programs, and you can then you create your own home gym, and then you are doing this every week and paying £0 to do it. And I think that should be your goal. You should look at personal trainers as just your form guides. These are people who come and give you coaching tips, basically, on how to do the compound lifts. If you want to go beyond that, maybe you can ask them to look at your form with more sort of isolation exercises if you want to do any of those. People do, as simple as it might sound to do a set of bicep curls or something like that. It may be that you are, shrugging your shoulders while you're doing them or something like that. Maybe you're using too much body English, you're sort of swaying around to help the weight get up. You might not know, you might not be aware of these things. Maybe even something as simple as like a tricep push down. Maybe you're doing it, maybe a good personal trainer will help give you some advice on how to improve that. So whatever it is, I think that there is definitely some scope for using a personal trainer, but your goal should be, I want to use the personal trainer for a short period of time, and then I want to get out of that situation. And I want to be spending £0 per week on my fitness journey, because my fitness journey is going to take me my entire lifetime. So if I can just make the initial investment of, for instance, buying a home gym, or if you prefer, then you want to spend a certain amount of money every month on a commercial gym, you can do that without having a personal trainer there. So particularly if you're spending money on a personal trainer as a source of motivation and accountability, someone who sort of sends you messages and says, get in the gym or whatever, you need to think about the fact that you are wasting your money, and that you should be spending it better elsewhere in your fitness journey. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you will check out our website, which is ukhomegym.com, and stay tuned. Please leave a comment below if you'd like to, if you'd like to disagree with me maybe, or if you'd like to share your own experiences with using personal trainers. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on UK Home Gym.